Living in developed countries, we've grown used to exorbitant and suffocating tax rates. But wealthy people have always known ways to legally avoid the burden. I am going to tell you about the 7 most attractive tax havens, not only for businesses, but for people as well. Before getting to the true paradises, let's start with Ireland, which is an ordinary English-speaking first-world country. Nonetheless, it offers a 12.5% corporate tax rate, significantly lower than countries like the United States or France. While being in the friendly, developed atmosphere of Dublin, with all the necessary services like Amazon and the protection of a strong legal system, companies can conduct business more effectively. This environment primarily attracts tech companies to set up in Ireland. The country also offers lower rates for intellectual property and allows the creation of hybrid structures, a scheme that is still available and allows corporations to pay near-zero taxes. Unfortunately, this is a prerogative of large companies, as regular people still face the same progressive tax burden. But the next country is completely different and represents the first real tax paradise. The United Arab Emirates, and Dubai in particular, is a large city in a desert, unpleasant for the average Westerner. However, it has become a great expatriate hub, as it provides 0% income tax. You don't have to pay anything from your salary, completely saving the money you earned through hard work. There's also no inheritance tax, no tax on property, capital gains, or dividends, making it an incredible opportunity for hardworking people. Dubai continues to grow, and the UAE passed the period of being an oil-dependent country long ago, becoming a place for wealthy individuals to spend money on luxury products. These individuals need an entire army of service personnel, as well as construction workers, to build all the skyscrapers. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. The real advantage is the absence of taxes in so-called free zones, where corporate tax is 0% for 50 years if the company doesn't run business in the UAE. So, if you're a foreign corporation, you can run your business while paying zero tax, provided you fulfill certain requirements. The regular corporate tax rate is 9% if your income exceeds nearly $100,000 and 0% if it's less than that, which is why Dubai is an extremely profitable location for small businesses. The only downside to Dubai is the 5% value-added tax, but it's a very low price to pay for personal tax freedom. The next and most exotic location is Hong Kong, a formal part of China, but in reality, a great place to base your company. Unlike Ireland or Dubai personally, I wouldn't live in the concrete jungles of Hong Kong, but if you're a fan of Asian futurism and make money from business, you would certainly prefer this city. Any profit earned from abroad is untaxable, and value-added tax is non-existent. So being a businessman in Hong Kong, you can pay effectively $0 in taxes, unlike in Dubai, where you need to pay value-added tax on each purchase. Capital gains tax is also 0%, meaning you can trade crypto, stocks, and real estate freely. The main catch here is the dependence on China. Hong Kong is severely influenced by its big brother, and if you fall out of favor with the emperor, the consequences can be brutal. The last 4 countries are actually a tax haven region, an entire assortment of jurisdictions with little or no taxes. These are, of course, the Caribbean islands, the Cayman Islands, the Bahamas, British Virgin Islands, and Panama in particular. These locations don't tax you on income or corporate tax if earned abroad. All of them are attractive tropical places. However, they mostly live off their tax appeal, with little else going on within the country. Unlike Ireland, Dubai, or even Hong Kong, you won't find opportunities to work there or create a sustainable local business. But if you're a digital nomad or a businessman, you'll find them totally welcoming. The Cayman Islands provide a zero tax rate. However, they sometimes experience hurricanes and flooding. The Bahamas have a 12% value-added tax, but most areas remain untaxed. Furthermore, the country lies in the hurricane belt and is vulnerable to flooding and storms. The British Virgin Islands are the biggest victims of hurricanes and experience some seismic activity. Although the tax rate is almost zero, so if there's no intent to live there, it's a perfect location. The last and best is Panama. It reminds you of a regular state with cities, industry, and other civilizational attributes, also being a safe country in terms of hurricanes and earthquakes. Unlike the others, they have a more severe tax system, though they still don't tax foreign income. I haven't mentioned many other tax havens like other Caribbean countries, Macau, Monaco, etc., as it's impossible to cover everything in a YouTube video. However, I tried to provide information about the most interesting and attractive locations, offering a broad perspective. Even in the Caribbean region, I highlighted several countries to accurately represent the area. You may not have this question, but it certainly appeared in your head. Why doesn't every company just relocate to a tax haven? Why do American, German, French, Japanese, and other governments still receive a huge amount of tax revenue? The answer, in two parts, is they already do, and they can't. Let's start with the first part. As you probably imagine, wealthy people and their companies can hire first-class specialists to research all the possible ways of lowering their tax burden. And wherever they can lower it, they do. Most billionaires pay less in taxes than they should by using internal loopholes, not even involving tax havens. These loopholes are a topic for a separate video. But the fact is that even Ireland has been used to lower the burden, despite having a progressive tax system. Even within the United States, companies relocate their headquarters from California to Texas or Florida due to lower tax rates. So this isn't a new phenomenon. The second part is that they can't. And when I say they can't, I mean that governments set barriers. The OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, is the main player in combating tax havens, as they blacklist and sanction countries and regions with unclear financial policies, making it harder to hide wealth. They also put pressure on some countries to tighten tax codes and close the loopholes that allow legal tax avoidance. The fight is long and it's unclear who will win, but in my opinion, government regulators should focus on simplifying and lowering domestic taxes and abolishing unnecessary regulations, rather than trying to impose unbearable obligations worldwide. Please write about your country's tax system in the comments, as the topic is really interesting to explore in the digital era, and people would like to know more about the opportunities in the countries where actual people live. Also, feel free to correct me in the comments if I said something wrong or missed an important point. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.